Yes, it is raining, but we are going ahead nonetheless. This is the GPS Guerilla Poetry Series number 13. And here we are at the Bloedel Conservatory on top of Queen Elizabeth Park. And our feature today is none other than Bill McNamara.
That happens. That's a guy thing, you all know. I'd make a point of climbing high upon her mighty frame. I'd kiss her on her lovely neck. I'd gently speak her name. I'd get myself positioned with my tongue out just so far, and tenderly I'd trace it across that hot pink scar. Then I'd fall back into slumber, unconscious to the world. The last gesture on that topic ever spoken to that girl. Well, with all this information, my confidence improved. I felt this implied intimacy was a sign to make my move, so I walked straight towards her, thinking nothing could go weird. Imagine my surprise then when her boyfriend chose that moment to appear. Well, goddamn Sam, I know I surely ain't no prize, but this guy was an abomination. He was an insult to my eyes. On every single level, he was so wrong from right. Okay, he had one thing going. He matched her height for height.
I don't mean to brag, but my dad was on a first-name basis with the Easter Bunny. Red recounted tales of his adventures, which my father would relay to me and my brother. My childhood was measured in Once Upon a Time and Winnie the Pooh calendars. A.A. Milne, not Disney, where my mother recorded the details of my grand mal seizures. At the age of 8, I was diagnosed with grand mal epilepsy, the origins of which to this day remain a medical mystery. The men in white lab coats cloak their ignorance in Latin. Idiopathic means no known cause. So they subjected me to a barrage of tests for years. They fumbled for answers while the demon inside my head just dug in its claws. When I went to bed, my eyes would roll back in my head, plunging me into a place where even demons feared to tread. In a cool twist of synchronicity, 8 years old also happened to be the same age that my father was diagnosed with rheumatic fever, an omen of lung cancer that would take his life many years later. Not that my dad was given to what he deemed was silly superstition. Not that I entirely agreed with it. Nothing new in that. The physicians still spoke in euphemisms when they ran out of rabbits to pull out of their hats. They said he was unresponsive. Unresponsive. Unresponsive was when me and the old man were arguing. A relationship born of sometimes the frustration of trying to make each other into better men.
I like to hang out down at the river at Swen's farm. Swen has greenhouses, he grows flowers, he works hard, he puts in long hours, and as a friend I value Swen. Sometimes we sit on his porch and drink juice and eat blackberries. We have these honest and interesting conversations. We're the same age, same girth, same generation, same stage in life. Swen's been single for a few years now. I have a wonderful wife. Sometimes I watch the gillnetters plying the Fraser River. It kills me what those fish go through. I wondered. Swen told me he'd been out on a date. I said, really? He said, yeah, she's a younger gal. She'd been asking him out for almost a year. Finally, he gave in and said, okay. Swen's story. I'll tell you, Bill, we did the whole dance. Dinner, a movie, drinks, back to her place. I was on my back. She was on top. She was trying to impress me. She was jumping and pumping and humping like she was trying to pound me through the mattress. I couldn't breathe. I said, you're killing me. You're killing me. She thought this was just an expression and doubled her efforts. I couldn't keep up. Finally, I threw her off the bed. When she flicked on the lights, she wanted to call 911. I was holding my chest to it. I said, man, that's awful. What happened next? Swen said, I told her you need a younger man, somebody about 18 or 20. I don't want to do this stuff no more. I'm finished, I'm out of the game, and I'm glad. And I looked at Swen and said, I agree. You know what, Swen? We're finally free. He knew what I meant. Free from compulsion, some pre-programmed mindset of lust, followed by self-revulsion. Finally, at last, we're not on the hunt. We can talk to a woman without thinking about her. Out on the river, a couple of boats were hauling in their nets, flashes of silver as sockeye flipped in over the stern. Do those salmon in some fishy way feel a crushing wave of regret? Are they saying to themselves, why did I do this? Swen and I talked about the clarity we've gained at this stage in life, the uninterrupted thought, the increased ability to learn. I told Swen I found it embarrassing to think of all the effort, the struggle, the wheeling, the dealing, the dancing and acrobatics we went through in our youth for not much more than a split-second squirt. And after overcoming the nets, the bears, the eagles, and the river itself, how fair is it that those fish just spawn out and die? Swen explained his present state, how pure and clear his mind is, how he no longer needs or wants anything in his life that requires such complex effort. Oh, we both admit there's still a spark, but it's way back there, back where we don't want to go, at the far end of a tunnel through which we have already passed. Now before us lays a wide open vista, an opportunity to create something tangible without distraction. No need to be distracted by overrated action. You know, those fish get a raw deal. I'm thinking that the ones who make it and survive should be gathered up, nursed back to health, and driven by limousine back to the ocean to be set free to grow fat and old and happy. Swen told me he wants to build a bigger greenhouse. I told him I have one more Harley to assemble and possibly 2 more hot rods before I die. We both realize we will complete these tasks. If we were 30 years younger, there'd be no chance. We've crossed that line to where we want to have something to show for all our hard work. Something more than a need for a nap, a second shower, and a change of clothes. Something more than a shitload of guilt for once again being led astray by that 7-inch dictator who once ruled our lives. Out on the river, the gillnetters have drifted downstream and out of sight, and as I watch the water, 4 separate fish break through the surface all at once. The fools, the poor fools.
Strange and wonderful things. And Shane returns from all the world's a stage, tired of being passionate and enraged, wanting only to sit and not deal with this shit. And I say, hey Shane, those people adore you. I will write a poem for you and those who hold you up so high your head grows light from lack of air and your hair glows like a halo and you grow wings. Shane laughs and says that he does no such thing. He says he has no wings, only a cape and skin-tight shorts and all sorts of James Bond gizmos. He says he'll show the world that he is the greatest superhero they have ever known. And I say, Shane, here's one for you and your supernatural powers. I've had a bad day. I've been crying for hours. Make it go away. But his powers have no strength inside these 4 walls where things slip and fall from my cold and shaking hands, where time ticks relentlessly on despite regrets and losses and misplaced plans. And I said, Shane, I went to the doctor today and he had too much to say. He took so much blood from me, my head grew light and empty and I swore I could see heaven. Sometimes Shane does strange and wonderful things. He puts pieces of meat in the fridge and leaves them, and they grow soft and beautiful and green. And I say, Shane, death followed me home today. His name wasn't Dr. Octopus or the Joker, more like the Invisible Man. He lives in my hands, my lungs, my knees, my body turning against me, cells multiplying and growing out of control until there's no room left in me and my soul.
It was 1950. Those 2 years went by swiftly. I thought of God and man in his image born. I felt so lost, exposed, forlorn. I recalled how God had hung above me like a bat. And now I hung the same, as a doctor gave my bum a pat. Thank you very much.